My name is Jason Samard, and I am the founder of Sims Coaching Systems. I'm here with my co-founder, Joe Moretti, and we're here on the 7-Figure Real Estate Podcast, the podcast you didn't know you even needed. Everyone, get your notepads out. Let's go. We're going to bring you value week over week, and we're actually going to be a lot of fun, and we hope to make you laugh out loud. Subscribe to our channel. Check the content out. If you're looking to take this to a whole nother level, we got you covered.
Hey.
Well. Look what the cat dragged in.
Jason
Joe
Samard.
Moretti himself.
But hey, I will say I am upright this week, back at the gym today. I missed it, man. I was gone for like 10 days, 10-day DL list.
Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed your 10 days off. It's back to work.
Well, wait a sec, though. But now it looks like you might be on the disabled list.
No.
The DL, buddy.
I hurt my knee yesterday. Might be a little arthritis. I don't know what it is, but it's super painful to walk. But I'll just focus on upper body day tomorrow, and I'm not getting derailed from this. I am not allowing that to happen. I will rip my kneecap off and beat you with it before I give up. Not a fucking chance.
So how did you mess your knee up?
I was playing dodgeball yesterday.
Like with kids? Like in a playground?
No, this is like a serious dodgeball league that I play in every Tuesday.
I have never heard the words serious.
It's a serious dodgeball league.
Did they teach you how to duck, dip, dive, dodge, and duck?
Listen, you figure that out on your own. And I attempted an athletic maneuver. Got a dodgeball right to the nuts, like right to the baby maker, man. Like this was not, it was perfectly placed, like point blank shot right to the balls. That didn't feel very good. And I was in the middle of the air and then I landed and then my knee just like gave out and I was like, oh, that didn't feel very good. I managed to keep playing the game though, because that's what I do. I soldier on. Woke up this morning and I was like, ooh, I had to stop 3 times on the way down the stairs.
So scale of 1 to 10. 1 being like it's a paper cut. 10 being like this is bad.
Right now it's fine, but if I move it a certain way, then it's like a sharp pain and it like shoots to a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Okay. So, but like sitting here right now, it's fine. So it's only when I move it in certain ways, which is why I think it might be some sort of arthritis in there. I had that on my Achilles heel. But anyways, nobody cares about that. Hey, listen, that's a nice looking shirt, but what's with all the holes in it?
It is I guess it's a fashion piece. You know, it looks the distressed look. I've actually had this for a while. I bought it in Toronto way back when. Really? So yeah, you're looking sharp too, man. You got a new denim jacket rocking there. What kind of denim jacket is that?
It's a Kansas City Chiefs official jacket.
I see that. I'm literate. I can see that. But what type of jacket is it?
I don't know, Joe. I don't know these things. I'm busy like solving major world problems, you know, trying to move companies forwards for us. You, my friend, are sitting there worrying about what type of fashion people are wearing. So tell me, what should I know about this jacket?
Well, that's an interesting point. Well, I mean, it's not a Levi's because it doesn't have the red tab, but you know, it's a very nice jacket, but it's what they call a V3. So V3, Levi's only came out with 3 different types of denim jackets that they started back in the 1800s. And so they're actually called a denim blouse. Little known fact, when they first came, it was a denim blouse. Yeah. And you have the V1, which typically had like 1 pocket and it had like a strap at the back that you could do up. And just the back panels were different. That's a V1. Then a V2 is what like Elvis wore in like Jailhouse Rock. Like Paul Newman used to wear them and James Dean. And that's when they added the little red tab on the side that you see on Levi's jackets. So those came out in like the 30s, 40s, 50s, and then into the 60s. The way you can tell those is, again, it has 1 giant back panel, and then it has the tabs at the sides. So it's the introduction of the buttons. But it was the pockets were lower, but they did also have a flap, whereas the V1s typically didn't even have a flat and be 1 pocket. But a V3, it's funny because a V3, it has the 2 pockets on the chest with like the buttons, and then you almost see 2 seams coming down in the shape of a V on each side where it goes into the hip. So that is actually a V3.
Wow. How do you know this stuff?
How do you know?
Who teaches you this?
I just know.
Seriously, if you want to know anything that's like not that important in life, ask Joe. He'll know about it. Okay. You want to know about important stuff? Talk to me. This guy knows everything about the most random things that my brain would never go there. Like I would never think to research that, to like remember it, to be able to articulate it on a podcast. So kudos to you.
Hey, thank you.
I love your uniqueness. That's one of your freaking amazing quirks, is like you have random things that you know about lots of things. Now, what I need you to know, though, is we have questions that came in over the last few weeks. People want to know certain things. Number one, they want to know, What goes into Joe Moretti's hairstyle every day?
That was actually a question, Jay.
That was a
Like, that
question.
was a legitimate question, and it got
I think he's
asked.
ball breaking you, but I'm
No,
curious
but here's
now.
the thing. It got asked by two people. I got asked today, and I got asked yesterday. So I use Ruzel. Some people call it Rutzel or Ruzel, and it's Dutch, and it's got a pig on the front there, and it's I use Ruzel Green, which is technically it's a tea tree oil and beeswax based grease. It's non-water soluble, so it's like putting butter in your hair. But I use it, and it's supposed to replicate like a synthetic pig fat.
Really?
I know you're looking at me, but it does have a nice apple pepperminty smell. But I use grease in my hair.
I don't know what to say. I'm speechless.
I
I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. I'm
somebody
never
asked.
speechless. I always have something to say until right now.
Somebody asked, and that's what goes into the hair.
All I
Ruzel.
gotta say is, what the fuck?
I know, right?
fuck?
I know.
Man, I love you, bro. Seriously. But I didn't know you had fucking pig's grease in your hair.
Well, it's like a synthetic
A synthetic
replication.
pig's grease.
Yeah, it's great. I use grease.
So what, you can't afford the real stuff? Why don't you have the real stuff?
They got this here recession on. I mean, who
times
can
are
afford pig
tough.
grease? Who can afford
Times
pig
are
grease?
tough in the Moretti household.
Yeah,
I thought
it's like-
pork was kind of cheap.
Well, yeah, but if you got to boil it down, add the tea tree oil. But this is it's actually made from beeswax and tea tree oil.
Okay, so it's not actually pig's oil.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's supposed to have the same consistency.
All right. What's the next question, producer
Zinger.
Ryan?
Paige is gone.
Paige?
It's what does Joe put in his beard?
What do I put in my beard? Wow. Okay. People are gonna like ask you about like businesses, and they're asking me about just
Because I actually fucking built businesses. You just freaking showed up here and you're like, hey, let's.
that's
be part of this.
that's exactly what it
Fuck.
was. Hey, I should wait. What's the company called? I don't know.
I don't know.
What's
Sims coaching systems.
No, we didn't even have Sims coaching systems.
Okay, sorry, that was your creative genius.
Yeah, you're damn right that was. And look what it's done. It's brought us closer to producer Ryan. In my
I'm
beard,
staring at a man wearing a pink shirt with holes in it, and apparently it's a fashion statement. The guy's
man,
wearing
it's-
synthetic pig's grease in his hair. I clearly need a better freaking program to screen my people. I don't know.
you might. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I just didn't ask the right questions when I came on board. I mean, like you're like your nickname in the office is SpongeBob Sweatpants. So I don't know who you are to be giving fashion advice.
SpongeBob sweatpants.
SpongeBob Sweatpants.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Sorry, man. Like
I guess if I dish it, I got to be able to take it.
you got to be able to take it. But we love you and your sweatpants.
Hold on. What's that smell? Smells like pig, synthetic pig.
Oh no, it's actually it smells like apple.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It
Do you
smells
want to smell?
Smells like pig.
Well, I keep it in the. I also keep a spare one in the cupboard at
Do
work
you?
here. No, seriously.
By the
Producer
way,
Ryan,
when we
you can
travel-
go grab it. You
when
can go
we
grab
travel,
it.
guys-
It's in the cupboard.
I love traveling with Joe because everything I forget, he's got covered. Mm-hmm. So I actually stopped packing toothpaste because I'm like, well, why do I need to do that? Joe already has
Yeah,
toothpaste.
I
back.
got you, man.
Yeah, you're the man.
Dental floss. You
Yeah.
go ahead, man. I'll hook you up.
You're like the best bearded wife on the road.
Here we go. So there you go. Look at this. Holland's finest pomade, Rutzel, grease, medium hold.
There you go.
So I take this with me everywhere. I have a travel size. Usually have one in the car. Keep one at the office. I keep one
Hey,
all over the place.
Russell,
But there you
if
go.
He's sponsored.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we can get a sponsorship with Russell.
Shout out to the good folks at Ruzel, man. I've been using this for about 10 years.
you
Love
go.
it. So in my beard, I actually also use Ruzel. And it's got a picture of like Blackbeard on the front, and it's like a wax. But it stops beard dandruff.
Nice. I like the little gray that you got coming in
Thanks,
on the one
man.
side,
Thanks.
especially.
I was going to say the same thing,
Yeah,
but it's more on both sides.
I was told on the weekend I have like 25% of my hair is gray now.
No.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
No.
25%?
I'd
What do
say
you guys
like-
think of the salt and pepper look?
I think you pull it off, man.
You think I pull it off?
Yeah, you pull it
Yeah,
off.
it works. Yeah,
I think so.
I don't know.
I think you look good.
It's gonna go pretty much all gray within 5 years.
Well, at least you'll still
I'll predict it right now.
Hey, you know what? At least you'll still have hair in 5 years. Mine's running away on me fast.
Well,
so
yeah,
trust me.
yours is kind of like a receding tide right now. But
the tide is going.
it's okay. You just distract them with a beard in the front.
But I don't know what it is about bald guys with beards. It looks like their head's on upside down. So the more my head goes back, I will trim the beard.
Listen,
No, shout out. You know
got the
what?
most
I
amazing
do.
woman
A lot of my
chasing you.
friends are bald with beards, and I'm not saying anything I wouldn't say to your face. But you look like your head's on upside down.
you know what? I'm not too worried about you. You got an amazing wife who still chases you around the house. Like
Yeah,
you
I
guys
know.
are freaking, newlyweds. So that's pretty amazing. How long you guys been together now?
Yeah, over 10 years.
10 years. And you still have that.
Oh man, it never goes away.
That's awesome.
I will be chasing her in like a wheelchair, and
Nice.
when we're in an old age home
Offering her
together.
free mustache rides with the,
Absolutely.
the Russell.
She slides off.
How does she feel about the Russell?
Slides off.
Is that what was on our couch that she helped pick out this summer, by the way? That couch is the slipperiest couch on planet Earth. Like literally when you sit on it, you like slide right off.
No, it wasn't the roots. Her and I left something else there.
Oh,
so
geez.
anyway,
Okay, the next one is for Joe again.
oh shit.
No questions for Jason. I like this.
Wet or dry pasta?
Wet or dry? Somebody asked me wet or dry pasta. The only time when have you ever had dry noodles?
Who eats dry noodles? That's disgusting.
I don't know, but I guess some people maybe put the sauce, the gravy on the noodle and stir it up. The only other thing I can think of is like when you go to like Chinese food and you get the chow mein noodles and then they put like the sauce on top.
But they've cooked it.
No, it's raw, like it's hard. So
man,
wet or dry, I'm gonna have to go with like,
you gotta wet it.
or maybe it's like with sauce or without sauce. I don't know. I think I need clarification.
Yeah, I'm confused. But for me, the noodles have to be cooked.
They have to be.
Who would have dry noodles?
I don't know.
That's disgusting. I mean, maybe like they'll cook in the sauce. Maybe that's what they're talking about. I don't know. We have questions, so maybe comment if you're watching this video.
Am
We're
I
not
allowed
really
to
sure.
call out the person that asked me that question?
Sure.
Okay, even though I said it was gonna be Aiden.
That is the most random question, Aiden. I don't know what kept
But
you up that night.
Aiden sent me that question.
All right, that's a
so
random
Aiden,
question.
reach
So
out,
you need to tell
please.
us.
I have a Calendly link. You can book me, and we can walk this through. But
Aiden, your dentist just called and he said, stop eating dry noodles. Seriously, stop eating dry noodles. He's like, please boil them first because the chips on your teeth
Yeah.
aren't.
you can use it as a tongue scraper, I
Yeah.
guess. But
Totally. I use a tongue scraper like 2-3 times a day.
that's why I love traveling with you. You always have nice breath.
Man, always freaking scraping that tongue.
That's why I like
you know
sitting
why?
beside you on an
my
airplane.
my wife has like the most enhanced sense of smell. Literally, she's like, she smells everything. I could like floss, brush my teeth, scrape my tongue, scope, the whole works. And she's like, is there something dying inside your stomach?
Did you
Like,
have
wow.
did you have OPA 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. What did you have for breakfast 2 weeks ago? Like, I think I can smell it coming back up. What? Anyways, yeah. So I tongue scrape.
The best thing is, I remember back in the summer, you and Natasha came over, and what was it that I made? I think I made like a linguine with clam sauce. Remember that?
Yeah.
And she was on the very, very strict like cleanse or a diet, and she's like, "No, I don't want any, but do you mind if I sniff it?" And I was like, well, "What?"
She sniffed it.
Yeah, but do you remember that? She's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Can I sniff your clams? I'm like, I guess.
That sounds like a really bad pickup line you
It
used
does.
once.
Yeah. Okay, baby.
Can I smell your clams? I got a couple grievances to air today.
Oh man, before we get because I think the good questions are coming up.
Well, I
But,
got
you know,
some grievances. First.
let it fly.
I gotta let some. I gotta.
I
Get
feel
this
like
off
I'm
my
going to get
chest.
the brunt of it.
Oh
but-
man, no, this one doesn't have anything to do with you.
Oh,
but
for
just
the- that's
a
a
weird
first.
incident that happened. Okay, first off, somebody that I know who I'm really close to. He's a old school guy, very like.
Is it Ryan?
He's a gentleman. No.
Oh, gentlemen.
Yeah, Dr. Greg. He's a gentleman. He was holding the door for a lady because you know what? That's what gentlemen do. Holding the door for a lady.
Mm-hmm.
She proceeded to verbally abuse him and say, I can hold my own door. Thank you very much. And like yelled at him in a really nasty tone. And he's like the nicest man. And he was literally holding a door. Paige, does that not embarrass you at all that like somebody would ever behave that way? Like, that's so bad. He was literally just being a nice guy holding the door for somebody, and she went out of her way to yell at him and verbally abuse him and tell
That's too
him,
bad.
I can hold my own door. Like, I hold doors for men and
Dude,
women.
I hold doors
don't-
for you. You hold doors for me. It's just what you
Yeah.
do if you get to the door first.
But especially, like, listen, I'm old school. If I take a woman on a date, right? Well, the only woman I'm taking on a date is my wife, but right? I'm going to open the door for her.
Yeah.
Right? When we go, I literally go out of my way to open the door for her. When we pull up to the location, I will get out of the vehicle and I like to open the door for her. Is there something wrong with that? Like, Paige, if you're on a date, would you want a guy to open a door for you? Why not?
Yeah.
What?
Well, I mean, it's just the way it works in those relationships. Like you open the door for Natasha, I open the door for Jen, Ashley opens the door for Ryan. It's just the way those relationships work.
Is chivalry dead? And did women kill it? Is that what happened?
I
Like,
don't
did this
know.
lady kill it? Is she like part of some secret underground movement of like, don't hold my door for me?
And Greg's the nicest guy.
Nicest guy, like such a nice
when I
man.
put-
And he probably
Yeah.
went out of his way to be like, hey, let me get the door for you, because he's just being a kind gentleman.
Yeah, and it's funny because when I put my back out, Greg, who's one of our business partners, he was the first guy to reach out to be like, "Hey, man, let me walk you through. Like, what can I do? If you can get down here, like, I'll take a look." Like, just the nicest human on the
Such a great
planet.
guy. Did not deserve that treatment. So whoever this lady is, you need to, like, a reality check. You need to look in the mirror, and there's something evil about you and your energy you're putting out there. But please, like, be better. My second grievance.
Oh shit! Is this one about me?
No.
Wow.
I pull up. Okay. I go through Starbucks drive-thru. I'm sorry. This is just the most fascinating thing. So I'm going through the Starbucks drive-thru, and I'm buying the coffees because it's my turn. So in
Sure.
our workout group, everybody buys coffee once a week, okay, for the group. And I asked the gentleman, I say, "Can I please have the receipt?" Hey, no problem. Nice guy. Goes, gets me the receipt, hands it to me, and I say, "Thank you, sir." And I watch him, and for the next 5 seconds, I can see this inner turmoil in his head because I said, "Thank
Now
you,
let's
sir."
just sit about this. I have a question.
Yeah.
5 seconds is a long time.
It's a
Like that's
long
like
time.
one.
Yeah. Like I
Two.
see
Like,
him
it's-
stewing in his head.
That's a
I'm
lot.
watching him. I'm like, "Oh crap. He's going to come back with something." So he comes back to me. And he wasn't rude, so I'll give him that. He wasn't rude. And this is, nice enough guy, has a ponytail in the drive-thru. Clearly to me, visibly a male. Like there's no way you would think he's
a
anything
dude.
but that. He's a dude.
He's a
Okay,
dude.
I'm sorry. He's a dude. So thank you, sir. Like, thank you, sir. Right? Like polite,
Sure.
how I was raised. So anyways, he proceeds to tell me, he's like, "Yeah, I haven't had my coffee this morning. So I don't know how I'm feeling, but I'm gender fluid. And so I don't know how I feel yet today." Is what he says to me, which is basically his way of saying that, "Sir, I'm not a sir. I don't identify or adhere to any gender. I'm fluid." So it changes. So next time I go to the drive-thru and he hands me my receipt, I think I might say, "Thank you, ma'am," and just watch the inner turmoil. And I'll say, "Oh, did I get that wrong today? Are you feeling like a ma'am or a sir today? Which one is it?"
I used to think maybe you'd have a 50-50 shot. But now I'm like, I think you got like a 1 out of 72 shot. You're going to get it right. And I'll tell you, 5 seconds to stew on something, for anybody, like obviously everybody's been through a drive-through lineup, but 5 seconds is like 6 months in drive-through time.
It felt like
That's
like a while.
It's like dog years.
And he's a nice.
What?
I don't even know what to say anymore. He's a nice.
They.
He's a nice they, but he didn't say he's
They.
a they. He said he's gender fluid. So what's the pronoun for fluid? Do I just call him fluid?
I guess you just say thank you.
Thank you. Oh, that's what I'm going to say. But I mean, I don't
you
know.
You won't, because you like to cause shit.
No,
you
come
like to
on.
cause shit.
Come on.
You like to cause shit. You cause a measurable amount of
Come on.
Oh, dude, seriously? You and I have been tight for over 4 years. Over 4 years, I've seen you almost every day of my life for the last 4 years. You cause a measurable amount of shit.
Oh man.
Tell me
You're
I'm
right.
wrong.
You're
Tell
right.
me, yeah,
I do.
there you go.
I enjoy.
That's why I love you. That's why I love you.
It's not malicious. It's just for me. I'm like, really? Like, you can just change your gender throughout the day?
Yeah, it's like
man, like my stuff's pretty hard coded on. Like, trust me, at dodgeball yesterday when I took that ball, I would have liked to be.
Yeah, you took a ball to the wiener.
I would have liked to be feminine in that moment. I don't think it would have hurt as bad, but in the moment, I was very masculine and I could feel it.
I guess we'll never know.
Jeez, like my stuff's very hard coded. I didn't realize you can just interchange that. Call me old school at 39 years old, but I feel like the world's evolving a little too rapidly for my viewpoint. I used to think that I was like a little more on the maybe center in politics, but
Yeah.
it turns out that I'm like
No.
some crazy right winger.
You are, man. You are.
Apparently.
Zinger. Producer
Next
Ryan,
question.
next question.
Business.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Business question. The biggest breakthrough for me early on, my biggest breakthrough is when I realized that I was 100% in control of my destiny and my success. That was a big breakthrough when I realized that through my actions and consistency and just taking massive levels of action, I could change my fortunes by not having a glass ceiling over me and having an abundance growth mindset. I could literally create the life that I wanted for myself. So I realized that I was a lot more in control of my success.
I thought you'd say something different.
Yeah. What were you thinking?
I thought you'd say leverage. I truly thought you'd say leverage. Again, I just know it's something that you talk a lot about. You're very, very passionate. Was that element of adding leverage? Because you've got such an amazing story. I'll give you that. Like, you got a story for the ages. You think my story about how I met my wife is good? Man, your story is like, you're there. You've got a beautiful, brilliant story about how you got to where you are, to the part where you could support the amount of families that we're in this together with. But you talk a lot about leverage.
Yeah, but see, the question is, what was like the biggest thing? I had to believe in myself and believe in my ability to create so that I can be in a position to bring on leverage. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Without that, leverage is impossible.
So once you had gotten that mindset,
Yep.
how did you make leverage possible, and what has it added?
So the three greatest investments you can make in life, number one is you have to invest in yourself. Number two, you invest in good people that you surround yourself with, people that are smarter than you in the areas that you're not. And then the third best area that you can invest in is hard assets and things that'll put money in your account, invest in your businesses. So people are your biggest asset. I surround myself with brilliant people that are a lot smarter in different areas. This allows me to stay in my lane where I can make the highest level of impact in their lives, right? Like, for example, Paige has been working with me for almost 7 years now, together 7 years. She knows what my line of brilliance is. I know what hers is. If I do what I do well, Paige benefits, and vice versa. If she does what she does well, it helps enhance what we're doing. But it's like a really nice symbiotic sort of business partnership, right? We balance each other. Where I'm strong, she's weak, and vice versa. And I think that's like the key to successful leverage. Not looking for jack of all trades, masters of none, but like looking for specialists that really have one key thing they do exceptionally well, and then build their roles around that.
Okay.
Long answer, I guess, to your question.
No, that was
but it
a
started,
great
I had
answer.
to believe in myself first and realize in my ability to create abundance. Otherwise, I would have been too scared to bring on leverage, which is where a lot of people listening to this right now, they get in this scarcity mode and they're like, oh, the first sign of like any economic turmoil or anything like that, their first reaction is to lay people off. That's like the last thing that I think of. I will literally cut my own pay, and I've done it before. I will literally go into my own personal savings. I will do whatever I need to make sure that I keep people afloat during volatile times. And there's been 2 periods over the last 7.5 years where I've had to do that. But because I know how important good people are, I don't want to set myself back. I've watched so many people set themselves back for temporary turmoil, and you can't get that back. The second you start creating an environment where people don't have stability and security anymore, you're gone. You got to make sure as a leader that you keep your people moving forwards during economic turmoil. So
Love it.
Yeah.
Good answer.
But you have to believe in yourself first and your ability to create in order to have the abundance mindset where you can keep people going. I have always believed for the last 8 years now that I can manifest and create opportunity because of what I know. And that allows me the confidence to keep the people around that we have.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Love it. Producer Ryan.
Oh, what fear have you conquered?
Ooh, you go first.
Oh, man. I wouldn't say that I've conquered this fear. And I don't think you ever conquer a fear in a sense. You might, like, I have a fear of heights.
Yeah, you do.
I do have a fear of heights. Like, I feel very uncomfortable when I'm on like a high building, a high bridge. Like, I don't like it. I bungee jumped like 5 or 6 years ago, and I'll tell you, I was terrified. I literally stood up on the edge and went and had to go sit back down, and then built the courage up to do it. I did it. I've since done it again in a rope swing capacity. Both times I'm scared. I'm scared, man. Like, I can't tell you that I feel courage every time I do it, because I don't, but I just push myself to do it. And I just think, well, I'm going to die anyway. So if the worst thing happens, well, this is how I'm going. You know, that's kind of what I tell myself. I'm like, I'm going to die anyways. I'm already in this video game. Like, I've already started the game and it's going to end at some point. So, well, this might be it, but I can't stop myself. You know, I have this challenge. I'm like, silence your inner bitch and just do it. Just do it. Don't let that. And we went on a suspension bridge together.
Well, we've done a couple like just stupid heights things. So the suspension bridge in Golden, that was...
How scared was I the entire time?
You're pretty scared.
The whole time.
The whole time.
Did I do it though?
You did it.
The
yeah,
whole
we
time
went
I
on
was
like that
terrified.
swing at the end. Like, I was like, come on, sit on it. And you're like, okay. So,
But I was terrified the entire time. Remember when I made you do that thing, that slingshot that shot us in the
Oh,
sky,
yeah,
and you
the-
acted all cool, like Mr. Like, oh yeah, I'm not scared. And then
I did not go at it a second time.
the video footage
It's like, oh.
showed Joe was horrified, but he would never let me see that.
No.
But luckily they take a picture in midair where there's no way you could hide how you were feeling. And I was like, oh, okay. And then you didn't do it again. I did it again. Even though I was terrified, I did it again. Why? Because I just want to prove to myself that I know how to silence that inner
And you
bitch.
know what? Shout out to Eric Robb for being peer pressured because he did not want to do it.
Not
but he
at
did
all.
it.
And I peer pressured him. I'm pretty good at peer
and
pressure.
Sam Ennis was like, I got a gut full of banana pudding and brisket. I ain't going on that
I
thing.
ain't doing it. So, he has to live with the fact that he didn't do it.
He didn't.
Everybody else did. So yeah, heights is a big one. I can't say that I've overcome it, but I keep putting myself in situations where I'll do it.
So how do you feel once you've done it? You must feel like $1,000,000.
I feel really good. I'm glad that's over. I'm glad that's over, but that was really cool. And I feel every time I do something like that, I feel like I gain a little bit more courage. I feel like I feel stronger. It's like a compounding effect. You feel just better. So
Good answer.
do the things you're afraid of. You're not going to get courage before you do it. You might get some after, but you'll definitely feel like, okay, I accomplished something pretty big. And a lot of fear is mental. It's all in your head. I know that it's in my head. I'm going to be fine, right? Thousands of people have done this before me. I'm going to be fine. But your brain is a really powerful thing. And all of a sudden it starts putting doubt and all sorts of crazy ideas and it stops you. But it's not logical. There's nothing logical about it. If it was logical, I'd just be like, yeah, it's not a big deal. It's been tested. Nobody's ever died doing this. Okay, cool. I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah. For me, it's fear of rejection. I hate being rejected. I don't know what it is. Like I'm a people pleaser. And so for me, it's like that fear of rejection or somebody like not liking me. It's a weird thing. I wrestle with it. I really do. Because I try to be like everything to everyone. I wrestle with it, man.
I used to have that problem. And then I realized
You don't give a shit.
I do, but I don't. I used to care a lot. Paige, you remember my early days? You remember how much I would get so butthurt when haters would say things, and I tried to not let it, but like I'm pretty extroverted. You guys would know how I felt about it. You remember that?
Yeah, I'm not talking about like
It
haters.
hurt, man.
Like we get all sorts of mean comments and stuff. I don't mean that, but I mean like in your interpersonal relationships. Like I'm scared that, like some days somebody's be like, you know what, Joe, you're actually an asshole, and I've not liked you for a long time. I just didn't tell you. I'd be like mortified. I'm mortified when I let people down.
This is why you're the good cop.
Could be.
I'm
Honestly, it
comfortable.
could be.
I'm comfortable bearing the cross in this one, man. Like if I have to tell you the hard truth, which makes you hate me for telling you the truth, I'm okay with the fact that one day you'll realize that motherfucker knew what he's talking about.
Yeah, and I mean,
I'm okay being that
good
guy.
leaders shouldn't always be liked, right? But I think they can be respected. So that was a good question.
You're not always going to be liked.
No.
You're not always going to be liked. And if you stand for something, we talk about this before too, Paige, right? If you stand for something, you're going to offend somebody. As soon as you stand for anything, you've now offended somebody. Just like, listen, ma'am, sir, good manners is really important. That's how I was raised. I use that every day. And then all of a sudden yesterday I used it and somehow I probably offended somebody. The last thing that I'm trying to do is offend anybody. I wasn't trying to offend this young man or this young woman. I don't even know. I don't even know how to address them. This young person. I don't even know how to address them now. It's like now I'm in a thing. Another grievance. I got to put it out there. If you're in a relationship and you're straight, can you just do me a favor and not say partner when you introduce them? Seriously, it's so confusing. It's so confusing because if you're like, oh, my partner, I immediately have to follow it up with a question.
I'm like
I have to
snorting
follow it up
coffee
with
here, man.
I have to follow it up with a question. Your partner.
No, you don't
great,
have
what
to.
is
You
your
choose to.
No, I
You
say,
choose to.
what does your partner do? And then I'm hoping you're going to give me something like, oh, she, he, they. If you give me they, then I'm like, oh boy, now this is even more of a puzzle.
Which was interesting because yesterday we had a gentleman, one of our business partners in Victoria, come up and sat with us, and he was telling us the story of his father, and he had said my father's partner. Then he almost caught himself. Well, my father's business partner. So
Thanks for the clarification.
yeah, and you know what, man? Hit it, Laird. That was a good.
Yeah. But like, listen, if I introduce my partner, I'm not going to say my partner. I'm going to say my wife. This is my wife, Natasha.
No, or you'd say your business partner.
Or my business partner, Joe, or my business partner, Paige.
But when you say this is my partner, Ryan, you could be talking business partner, but somebody else is thinking like you guys share a mocha and have a long walk on the beach together. Who knows?
It's not offensive. It's not offensive to say my wife or my husband.
No.
It's not offensive. Are you guys offended by that? Like, am I out of line? Am I old? Am I showing that I'm like completely out of touch with reality? Am I supposed to say partner now, Paige?
No, you can say what you want.
Am I offending people by saying my way?
Partner is a way of saying, like, maybe they're not married, maybe they're not boyfriend, girlfriend, maybe they're
Well, then what are they? Friends? This is my friend.
So
This is my buddy
whatever
Ryan.
happened to my girlfriend?
Yeah,
Or
if
my
they've been
boyfriend.
Together for a long time. Sometimes they don't want to say my girlfriend. You know, they've been married or together for 10, 15 years.
Well, if they're together for 10, 15 years in the eyes of the law, trust me, it sure is fucking a girlfriend. You're common law. You're a spouse. You say my spouse.
This is my wifey.
Or you say my spouse.
Can you not say my wifey?
My spouse. Can I say spouse?
Do you not get confused though if somebody says partner and you don't know? Do you not get a little bit confused? Do you not get confused?
I get confused.
I'm confused.
I'm
like,
confused.
okay, so I'm thinking
Like I'm confused at the best of times. You
You're
throw
like-
that. You throw that in the mix.
Yeah.
I got no clue.
And I have no problem if you're gay at all. I have tons of friends that are gay. It's all good. It's just if you say partner, I'm gonna have to follow it up with another question. But if you said my wife, I'm like, oh, okay. You know, or if you say, oh, my
Sure.
boyfriend, my husband, it's easier. But if you say partner, now I have questions. Do you guys do business together? Is it a life partner? Too many questions.
I guess we'll never know.
So there you go. There's another grievance.
Paige, any more questions?
One more question to wrap it up.
Yeah.
What is something that you guys are excited for this year?
Oh, baseball season.
Of course, Joe's gonna go with baseball.
How could you not be? How could you not be?
What are you excited about? The Yankees disappointing another season?
No, man. Hey, just like they say, there's always next year.
What about your road trip? Aren't you excited about that?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited about that. About the Spirit Quest.
Yeah.
I'm excited about you getting your motorcycle license.
You know what I'm really excited about?
Yeah, shoot.
We got a road trip coming up.
Oh baby.
Isn't that in April? Or is that
May.
May?
So we have first week of May. We are, I think it's May 1st. We're in Victoria, 3rd Vancouver, 5th Kelowna, and then you, my friend, you're swinging in the big leagues in the middle of May.
Am I? I'm going to EXPCon.
No.
No?
You go in the shareholder summit this
Yeah.
year.
Sorry. Shareholder Summit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally
EXPCon is in Vegas. But yeah, I'll be down in Orlando, networking, masterminding with some brilliant minds. I'm going to be in Mexico next month, which I'm excited about. So there's going to be a really good networking event that I'm going to be a part of there. But super excited for our road show.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a couple years since we took it to the road. We got 3 key cities that we really enjoy: Vancouver, Victoria, and Kelowna. Make sure you guys come out and support. We're going to be pouring a ridiculous amount of value, giving you guys lots to take away, things that you can implement so you guys can have the best real estate year of your life. Our Sims Academy, by the way, has been going unbelievable.
It's been such an amazing piece that we've added, and I love that we're constantly adding new products. One that I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
Heard it here first. The investment mastermind.
We just literally partnered with a gentleman that has a $200 million real estate portfolio that he's built over 15 years. What he's learned and what he's built is incredible. This guy has a lot of the same philanthropic views that I do. His job is he wants to help create as much financial freedom out there with people.
He said, my job on the earth is to create millionaires. He literally sat here yesterday. So again, huge shout out to Lair McNotch.
Can't wait, man.
Can't wait.
It's going to be exciting. So we got that coming down the pipe. We've got some really cool things that we're doing. Our 7-figure academies on week 3. That's been going fantastic. So if you're really looking to step your game up, build the leverage and systems to a 7-figure lifestyle, make sure you check us out, simscoachingsystems.com. Subscribe, like to our channel, guys. Always appreciate comments. You know, if we made you laugh, if I shocked you in any way, if I offended you, say something. You know,
or maybe you learned something about denim.
And maybe one thing you'll need to learn about me is I maybe say things to offend you just because I love a reaction. Because I don't actually like to offend people. I don't like to hurt people's feelings, but I like to stand for something, and I'm fully aware that that might offend somebody. So I kind of like that about life.
They say, if you don't stand for something, you fall for everything.
Totally.
And I got to say, man, I am just super grateful that I get to hang out here with you every week, get to look over and see that handsome producer Ryan, get to see Paige monkeying with cameras. I think we have the most amazing crew, and we don't say it enough, man. We wouldn't get to do what we do without just students, an audience, but more than anything else, just amazing business partners and family that we get to stand shoulder to shoulder with every day. So blessed to be here, man.
You couldn't say it any better, bud. Let's go,
Let's go.